Welcome and hello. This is our first pre-concert interview at Atelier Musical in 2025. And I'm very excited about today's program because it centers around a new fellowship that Atelier Musical established together with the Empire State Youth Orchestra. Our first fellowship has been rewarded to 4 outstanding young musicians. They form the 242 Strings, a piano quartet, and they consist of Ava Kenney on violin. Viola is Yu-Heng Wang, and on piano Chen Wang, and our cellist is Ching-yu Tseng. Welcome and congratulations to all 4 of you. We also have with us Etienne Abelin, who is the music director of the Empire State Youth Orchestra and the conductor of its symphony orchestra, right? And we have with us Patrick Loray, Grammy Award nominated sound engineer, acoustic designer and founder of Atelier Musical. Welcome everybody.
Pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. I'd like to take this first interview to talk to the musicians. So again, congratulations to the 4 of you. How has it been so far?
It's been pretty good.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun?
A lot of work.
Yeah, it's so amazing to have so much support, and like we have Patrick here helping us with all of everything that has to do with the sound, and Bobby who is taking care of the piano, and an entire team of people that are helping us produce this.
It was like 24/7 for 3 days almost, right? For you guys. Yes. Yeah. Could you tell me why 242 strings? Where does that name come from? Who came up with it and what does it mean?
So the piano is made up of 242. Piano is made up of 230 strings, and the violin, viola, and cello each have 4 strings each. And if you add that all up, it's 242 strings. So we thought that was a cute name, and we went with that. Some other name considerations, we, for a brief moment, consider fortissimo, fortissimo.
Nice.
But in the end, we went with this one.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I know you all 4 of you study at the New England Conservatory of Music in Boston, and you hail from different parts of the world. How long have you been playing together?
I can answer that too. So we sight read we got together at the end of our freshman year and read some stuff together. We read Brahms, a lot of Mozart, and the Strauss, of course, and Schumann, stuff like that. And we really worked well with each other. So we decided to form a group for our sophomore years. And we auditioned for the honors competition at school, and we were chosen to be one of the 5 honors ensembles at the New England Conservatory, and we just did our Jordan Hall recital last week. So through the honors program, we were kind of forced to be very serious and work very hard. So we rehearsed a lot, and we got a lot of opportunities to perform.
Very good. And 242 strings is also part of under the umbrella of the Empire State Youth Orchestra. Is that right? Or it's independent from that?
It's independent.
Good, we'll get to that later.
Well, we could be.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an idea.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Excellent. What is one of the things that you will take away from these 3 days? Maybe we can go.
Okay, sure. So before I came here, I always felt like if I want to make a very amazing albums like couple song on Spotify, Apple Music, we only need a very good musician. But after these 3 days, I feel like that is impossible. We need a professional sound engineer, and we need a professional conductor to hear our details. So I'm very big thanks to you guys and helping us to do this big project.
Beautiful. What about you, Daniel?
Yeah, just to add to that, I was telling Patrick yesterday that I felt that this whole process feels like F1 racing, where we are the racers, the musicians, we do that work, but actually what happens behind the scenes is just as important, if not more important. And yeah, just really thankful that we have such a great team behind us. Patrick, Etienne, but also Michael with the visual producing, and Bobby. Like having a piano tuner always on call, that's like what a dream for me as a pianist.
That piano
And
tuner,
that
he's
yeah,
incredible.
of
I mean,
course,
like
yeah. And even Sabrina, who's always like
I was just gonna
there
say,
with,
yeah.
with the best
Yeah.
food, ready
Yes,
to give us the nourishment we need to play
it
to the
takes a
best
village,
of our
right?
ability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Just really, really, really wonderful. Really thankful.
Great, excellent. What about you, Ava?
Yeah, well, maybe I'll build off of what you guys said because I definitely relate to that. I think for me, recording has always been something that's been very scary, and going into it by myself especially is like, it can be like lots of perfectionism, and I think being able to do it with you guys and as a quartet is a really cool experience, and definitely having the like support, especially of you, Etienne, to be able to guide us, and all of the ideas we've learned from you and from Patrick for the recording, and yeah, from the support from everyone has made it
Excellent.
yeah.
And what about you?
I think we really worked on the details this weekend. Like a lot of details that we really haven't noticed a lot when we're rehearsing back at school. Like because we're always preparing for a concert, which is different from a recording, because a concert you just want to get your sound to the
Right.
audience, that you want your energy and your pure volume, and as well as the projection. That's some of the more important things. But with recording, we really have to strive for more precision and accuracy. And that was actually really good for us, because we worked a lot on our group energy and sound and projection, but really getting into details made us, I think, improve a lot over these past 3 days. And be able to do it in like this intimate setting with just private like area and great nature surrounding here is awesome.
Excellent. So you really feel like almost there's a difference when you perform it this weekend as opposed to, I mean, you just performed it in Boston, in Jordan Hall, right? Last weekend. The pieces have been grown on you during these 3 days. That's remarkable.
But
I mean, that's a
also, it feels very different because in Jordan Hall it's a big hall. I think about 1,000 people can sit, probably something like that.
1,200.
And so it's a really big space, and especially for them, the strings, they have such a small instrument, especially violin and viola, and they need to really, and they usually have the most important parts, the melody. So they need to play in such a way that the last person on the last row can hear them really clearly. And so that, it's just a different way of having to play.
Yeah.
But here, it's the microphones are just in your face, so you can really, where you want to play piano, have a really special, like intimate color. You can afford to do that, which is not something we could do in Jordan Hall.
Yeah, very good.
I think it's been really cool to like, because we can like splice and edit some of our ideas together. It's been really cool to like get to, unlike when we played in Jordan, to have like we can try all these little nuances and try a passage, like just a line, like once or twice, and try new ideas, which is something that we can't do live or in a big hall.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. The moment is past, and that's it. Yes. Yeah. Very, very good. That's very interesting. Is there something you want the audience to know about the two pieces you selected? The Strauss Quartet and the Mozart Quartet.
So the Mozart was one of the first piano quartets, meaning first of its genre. And it originally it was written for the music publisher Franz Anton Hofmeister, and he wanted Mozart to write two piano quartets for him, so that he could sell them to amateur musicians, so that they'd be able to like easily read them and play in their house or with some friends. But Mozart said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to write the super difficult G minor piano quartet. And so the E flat major quartet. And after he wrote the first one, Hofmeister was like, okay, you're done. And
No more money for
no,
you.
Yeah, canceled the order. But Mozart liked what he was doing, so he wrote two. He was supposed to write three, but he wrote the G minor one and then the E flat major one. The G minor one is unique because it's in a minor key, which is unusual for classical era pieces at the time, and it's very dramatic, very intense at the beginning, but then it softens, but eventually it all leads back to more drama. And we've been like, as a group, we've been asked and told by a lot of people to really bring out that dramatic character, but also find contrast in the more lyrical sections.
Nice.
And the rest of the movements are actually all in major, because classical era pieces also don't really stay in the minor key. The second movement is beautifully written in B flat, and it's very lyrical, and it's like a Mozart love duet between instruments. And the third movement is very festive and joyous, and it's really it takes you on a very unique journey and different characters and moods, and we try our best to bring it to life with the way we play.
Can't wait to hear it. Anybody wants to talk about the Strauss?
Sure. So Strauss, as you mentioned, was written exactly 100 years later, and I wish we could say that we did that to make a really cohesive program, but it was pure coincidence. And yeah, it's really, I think we chose it because we felt that it's severely underplayed. We don't hear a lot of people play it. Usually when people play piano quartets, at the forefront it's Mozart, Brahms, Schumann, and not a lot of Strauss. And we really liked the quartet, so we decided to play that.
Excellent.
And it's, Strauss wrote it when he was 20, so it's like our age.
Almost your age,
Yeah,
just one
I
second.
think maybe
Just my age.
yeah, maybe we can relate to that in some way too, because we were around that age, and it shares a lot of similarities with the Mozart in terms of just operatic composers and writing a chamber work. And Strauss, of course, he wrote a ton of operas, a ton of symphonic pieces, and we feel like you can see a lot of signs of that in this really early work, where just such a small ensemble just produces a really, really big orchestral sound, and with a lot of interesting characters, almost operatic characters. The theatricality of it, it's all really a lot of fun to play, a lot of fun to learn. Really hard to rehearse, but we got it together somehow. And yeah, it's a treat.
But if you have fun playing it, the audience will feel the joy that you have performing it together.
Can I add something about the program? So we did like Mozart and Strauss in our Jordan Hall concert, right? And then we played Mozart in the first half, and we played Strauss in the second half. And then after the first half, I feel like our concert just started, because it was like two totally different period music, and then I feel like I got more energetic after I played Mozart. So yeah, it's definitely like a very challenging program, and then it's also very amazing. Yeah.
Excellent. We are all looking forward to hearing the 7 o'clock performance. Thank you.
Quick question. Since yesterday we did the whole Mozart without audience, how did it feel for you to have the audience on the Strauss earlier on today? How did that affect your performance, or how did it feel?
I think having the audience here was definitely, it brought way more life to we had like somewhere for our music to go, and like people were able to interact with us.
So the attention that you were given helped.
I feel like we're all kind of like the musician that if we get more audience, we play like more energetic, we play more careful, and then we focus on more detail. And then sometimes I feel like if we have a lot of audience, I can hear more details than like, for example, like rehearsals or like without audience. So I feel like playing with like a lot of audience on the stage is definitely like more
Exciting?
yeah.
More exciting.
Yeah, because you feel the energy, right? Yes. Yeah, it's a give and take, right? Yeah. It's an exchange of energy almost, yeah.
Good to know.
Good to know. From now on, every single recording session everywhere in the world,
Nota
you just put
bene.
40 people in there.
Yeah,
That's
some,
it.
may I say something? So last year we did do a recording and we were just going to record, but then we thought, why not invite a few people to come over and listen to us while we record? And I think the result was actually better. So
Beautiful.
it does help when you have people there to listen to.
That's great because that's the concept at Atelier Musical, right? To do a high quality recording in a studio with a live audience present. So that's great. If at the end, because you're so young, I could ask you how you in today's time stay focused on your music. When I was your age, I learned the clarinet and the flute. There was no social media and I found it hard to find time to practice. So how do you stay focused?
Finding the balance is like very important because I used to on Instagram more than 10 hours a day. And then I have a like professional account for like cello. So I post at my every concert and I hope people hit like and then like follow my account. But like after that I feel like I got nothing. And then that's not what I want. I just want to focus on music. And then I used to focusing on visual, like when I'm playing cello, I want to look good. I want to like put my fancy jacket or something like that. But like after I feel like I definitely have to focusing on sound. So now I feel like I have to like play it from my heart instead of like the visual stuff.
Beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice. Daniel, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's hard. And I feel like for us, it's more of a responsibility issue than it's like a discipline issue. So when we have, like me, when I can get very distracted when I have no goal in mind. But when, I think for us as a chamber group, that happened to like around January, February, where we sagged off a little bit on our rehearsing. We were not as attentive, we were not that concentrated because we had a goal that was Jordan Hall, April 19th, and was pretty far away. We felt it was pretty far away. And so we kind of got distracted a little bit. But I think as we got closer to the date, to the due date, to the deadline, that's where we turned on and we were like, okay, we need to do this. And I think for like myself, practicing is the same. If I know, oh my God, in 2 weeks I'm performing there, or oh my God, I have a lesson tomorrow and I haven't started a piece, okay, and then I'll practice like crazy. No distraction will be a distraction.
Good, no distraction. Yes, yeah. How about you, Eva?
I think let me think. I think one thing that helps me is sometimes, I mean, social media and like looking at or like having your own account. I don't use it personally, but I mean, there's always so many distractions, even homework or other responsibilities that you have, and keeping that balance is definitely hard. And I think one thing that has helped me is just taking advantage of any couple minutes that I have, even if it's 15 minutes, even if it's just 30 minutes. And I have a practice timer that blocks any apps other than my metronome and phone calls from important people. And
very good.
So that's for solo, but I think for chamber or for any preparations that we may have, like kind of making sure that we create goals for ourselves. So like if we have like a month before our next performance or like 2 weeks before our next coaching, we can like record ourselves or like invite some friends to come hear us and give comments or listen to recordings together and things like that kind of helped
Yeah.
us get through.
Yeah, yeah, very good. It's very good. It's very diverse, actually. Yeah. Yu-Heng, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, social media can get distracting. Like you can find yourself wanting to like scroll on your phone. But I think for me, it was distracting at times. But I think it was also incredibly inspiring a lot of time because there's so many master classes and classical music performances on YouTube, and also a lot of like different like people talking about what they do and history, like architecture, stuff like that. I think it's a place to be inspired, but it's also a place to be de-inspired at the same time. And I think it's pretty cool for me that I find like I can on some days it's more of a distraction, on some days it's more of a inspiration. But I do appreciate it a lot of the time because I don't think I would have played music and continue doing it without so many wonderful like performances out there
Inspiration
on
that
social
you
media.
find it. Yeah,
So,
It takes discipline to weed out what's a distraction and to basically focus also then on what's an inspiration. That's great. Excellent. Thank you so much, all four of you. Congratulations again on the residency and good luck later. Look forward to it. I want to also thank our online audience on our YouTube channel. The link will be live for the 7 p.m. performance. Stay tuned for a second part of this interview with Etienne and Patrick about the nature of the fellowship. Thank you.
Thank you.